So we're up here in the high Unitas. We're just about 10,100 feet on elevation. We've come up here to Blue Lake. There's probably 10 or so lakes up here in this area. Right now, we're camped, or not camped, but we're just hunkered down here. And we're gonna just kind of keep our eyes open and listen for things. We've had a few tree knocks. I thought we heard some whoops, but we're just gonna kind of sit tight here into the evening and see what we see and hear. There are other people up here. They're camping down further below from where we're at. It is a weekend, so there's a lot of people up here. It's me, Jess, and Dalton. Us three are up here. We're probably about 20-25 yards separated from one another. We're just kind of keeping an eye out. So we got things covered. And I got to tell you, this place is absolutely remarkable. It's got boulder fields. We've got 2 lakes straight forward from where the camera is angled at. Absolutely amazing. And again, I've said it time and time again, it's like looking for a needle in a haystack. Absolutely beautiful country up here. Big boulders, and I'll kind of shift my camera here so that you can kind of see what I'm talking about here. But this cliff right up here, this range, big old rocks and boulders that have taken probably, I don't know how many countless thousands of years to fall and land where they're at, but nonetheless, talking boulders the size of cars and houses and what have you. We decided to come up here at Duchesne County. It's actually called Duchesne Tunnel Road, and it's just off of Mirror Lake, just below Soapstone Basin, or I guess actually just right past Soapstone Basin. To the right, you can see Bald Mountain, and about a week or so ago, Justin and we camped on the other side of that. Didn't have any luck over there, but it was amazing scenery. And you have Mirror Lake up over there. So just in this area, so that gives you guys an idea of how many lakes there are. There's probably about 10 or 12 just in the proximity of, X amount of miles that we're in. I flew the drone a little bit, flew over the lakes. It's really, really neat stuff. But we decided that this would be a good spot to kind of hang out and just kind of see what we see moving through the trees. There's a group of people, I guess it would be due north where the camera's pointed, that are pretty loud. Just, you'd think that you'd want to come up here and just be, taught normal, but apparently these guys need to yell and scream. So at any rate, we're having a great time up here squatching. Again, we got some whoops and we got some tree knocks, and we're gonna stay up here. We're not in a camp, but if we get some good activity later tonight, we have no reservation about staying up here all night and squatching. This is what we live for. This is what it's about. It's about getting out here and experiencing what nature has to offer and experiencing what the forest has to offer. And it's just nice to get up here and regroup with yourself and realize what's important and what's not important, and to get away from all the worldly BS stuff going on there and at work or at, whatever the situation may be. It's just nice to get up out here and ground yourself with I guess you may say Mother Earth. I don't know. But nonetheless, it's just awesome up here. We haven't seen any wildlife, and in my last video, someone posted a comment about, just basically stating that, when he's out there hiking, most people presume that there's a lot of wildlife. You're running into mountain lions and bears and whatever else, and that's just not the case. When you're out here, it's pretty, it's a solitude type thing. You don't really run into animals like people would think that you do. We haven't seen any elk, we haven't seen any deer, bear, mountain lion, stuff like that, but they're here. So we're always looking, and even though we're keeping our eyes open for sasquatch, and that's our main focus, we are aware and mindful of of the other dangers, that are out there and that do pose a threat. And so we're prepared in every way to combat those threats if necessary. But it's just absolutely amazing up here. And if you haven't been up here, it's off Mirror Lake Highway, and it's Duchesne Tunnel Road Canyon, and it is absolutely stunning up here. I was telling my son Dalton that Utah has so many things to offer in terms of geography and different environments, and 3, 4, 5, 6 miles to the south of us, it's a whole different terrain. Even though it's the Unitas, this is different, and so that's what the Unitas have to offer. A lot of people probably don't know much about the Unitas, but it's got its own weather pattern up here. It's when you're at an elevation of over 10,000 feet, it has its own weather patterns, and so it's its own ecosystem, everything about it. They get tons and tons of snow up here, and there's just the water up here is plentiful. The amount of trees and resources to sustain all sorts of animal life it's up here. But the Unitas is something that I've really gravitated towards, and I've really I'm like a kid in the candy store. When I first come up into the Unitas, it's just everything it's like walking through a door and shutting the door behind you and not worrying about all the stuff going on. And it's wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. And so sure beats being home sitting there watching TV and doing nothing when you can be out here enjoying a good hike. And that's the other thing. When these hikes, we typically hike 2, 3, sometimes 5 or so miles, and it's exhausting because the elevation up here, even for us who are acclimated to this type of elevation at 4,000 to 6,000 feet, coming up here to 10,000 feet and doing a good hike, you get winded really quick. And whether you're in shape or not in shape, you still get winded. And so it just shows that the terrain that we're in is very rocky, and it's we're hiking. It's brutal, but it's just a reminder, that without some sacrifice and some sweat, that you don't get to see these amazing spots that we're in right now. So at that, we'll keep everyone updated as to how the night progresses and how things go. Until then.